welcome to the greenhouse. Today I'm going to show you a few different ways you can protect your greenhouse from wind and cold. So you want as heavy a pot as you can find down at the bottom, and these will not be supported by the racks, but because these bottom racks actually touch the ground, they can support as much weight as you can pile on. So I have these buckets full of water, and these provide a ton of extra weight. I also have them sitting on the frame so that we get a really nice, stable frame. These are in the four corners, so the entire greenhouse is incredibly stable. You can see if we do a shake test, there's really not much going on. Besides adding a bunch of stability, they also help control the temperature. So they'll heat up during the day, where they become warm to the touch, and then they radiate that heat back at night. They also add a good amount of humidity, which will further stabilize the temperatures. Now all that's good, but if you've got holes down at the bottom, none of that is going to matter. So I've sealed up the bottom with rocks, and I've protected the greenhouse film with these plastic bags that the poles came in. So I'm just reusing what came in the box, and I'm going to seal this up on both sides and then weigh it down with rocks. This way the cold can't sneak in and the wind can't come in these channels. So if the wind finds its way in, it's probably not going to be able to come out the same way. It'll probably push out on another end. So I want to seal the entire thing. When I ran out of bags, I used old bread bags, and because of this steep hill, I've used logs. So do whatever you can to seal up the outside edges. So even though we have it weighed down and sealed up tight, we're about to get some 20-mile-per-hour winds on Friday, so I may have to bring my plants inside, and just in case it gets really bad, I've got my ties and little bows so that I can quickly pull them apart just in case I need to bring in the greenhouse film. Then I'll just leave the frame weighed down and the wind will pass right through. But for now, it's a very comfortable 50 degrees, and it's good enough, I think, for my tomato and pepper seedlings to stay out here. It really wouldn't be much better off indoors. So I'm going to leave them out here under 2 layers of cover. So the last thing you want to think about, or probably the first thing, is the location. So I have it under the deck, which provides a little bit of a buffer from the wind, and it's very close to the house, which makes it sort of an extension of the house, allowing for the wind to divert around. So as the breezes come off the pond, they usually whip right up here through the garden. And I would have loved to put the greenhouse right here in the garden. It gets a little bit more sun, but it just gets way too much wind. So I decided to put it under the deck, just to keep it out of the wind a little bit. And I think I made the right choice. So if I can get my peppers and tomatoes, onions and celery and lettuce to start growing, then we'll get about a 2-month head start on spring, which makes this a really great investment for me. So I've got the whole thing sealed up all around the edges. I've got the frame anchored with these buckets, terracotta pots, and a few others. And I've got it in a nice secluded area here where we get a little windbreak under the deck here. So hopefully all these factors will keep my greenhouse nice and safe. And if you guys can find one of these, I hope you pick it up and give it a grow. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.